in the quarters, left to join the three semi-finalists waiting in the wings in Monty, Na'Vi, and ENCE. MOUZ are going to start this off on the T side of Mirage, and already they're grouping for this A-hit. G2 Lion Weight with two players under the Palace.
One of them with the dualies, that's JKS. And one watching for the Palace walkout from Ticket. This first engagement is everything, and there they've spotted the stack.
Yeah, JKS firing every bullet he can, and finding every kill in the site. Two from the dualies, HooXi late lurk, and he's got nothing to do here. Hunter's even dropped down under, so getting past this player should be a death sentence. He'll take his time and squeeze every second out of this round, but I don't think he clears this position.
There's no reason for Hunter to move. He can just hold the off angle and just wait, right? Like, he doesn't have to actually do anything. But
No, surely not. Nah. Surely that's not how the 1v3 gets opened up. HooXi, 2 kills to his name. JKS and NiKo not moving a muscle, waiting for contact to be made. HooXi knows they're nearby, but he's got to try and locate them. They swing him together. A great call out of G2. They count down. And in the silence, they'll swing it wide, locking in that pistol. Great start from Justin freaking Savage. 3 kills from his dualies.
Yeah, that's impressive. He had a good group stage for G2 as well. That's also the perfect defensive setup for that attack from MOUZ. That's just like a blind win for G2 just based on the setup. How are you ever going to break through this one? 2 underneath. Dualies doing some work. And G2 close it out. Get a quick tech pause right after the pistol to fix any issues that may have cropped up.
Dude, I love watching Frozen's reactions, man. I think he really does bring a lot to the team. Not just, we call him the young veteran because he is young, while simultaneously being a veteran.
Yeah.
Insane how that pans out, right? Yeah, but dude, no, like he brings with him experience. But I think something that's sometimes overlooked with Frozen is he just brings a great attitude outside of the server. Yes. Even when you get him on, when we've had him on the casts, when you've had him in interviews after wins, he always brings a very good attitude, a very good atmosphere to a team. And even there, and around they lose, he's just bantering with it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even when you see him in interviews, right? Like, even when he's like the one with Maniac, and then there are any of the post-game interviews, he seems to have like a pretty good head on his shoulders. As you said, like a young veteran, but like it seems that experience has gone a long way very early on. 1-0. Well, now you have to explain it. Now you have to explain it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
1-0.
1-0.
Oh, no. Oh, this is fine. This is good.
Okay, now you might have to. Now you might have to. Have fun, boys.
Oh.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun. All of the appropriate words. Crowd's getting a bit rowdy.
Yeah, they've been banging plastic together all day.
Having a good time.
They showed up last season.
The Malta crowd
well.
always delivers. That's what I'm learning. There's a lot of CS fans in Malta.
It's the charm of like a crowd of this size that it feels really intimate and close, and it's really easy to get them hyped up.
And really, really loud. Like, that's just that's a good thing to have on your side is the loudness. And look at this. Everyone's come out in full swing to witness this G2 MOUZ game, Jason.
Hell yeah. I mean, this is the most intriguing, I feel, of the quarterfinal matchups that we have with the way MOUZ has been playing. Super interesting. And when you look at the route that they took, you mentioned FaZe. Before that was Furia, and let's be honest, that match like never even felt like a match. That wasn't even close at any point. They pretty much rolled through FaZe with relative ease. This might be the first team in the playoffs that can actually give them a challenge of some kind that can provide some resistance. So going to be interesting to see if G2 can do that, and interesting to see if MOUZ can actually respond to it and step up to the plate.
Yeah, I think either way we get, like, I'm pretty happy no matter what happens. Either we have this like glory run for MOUZ, it's awesome, they knock out 2 titans of the game, and they do it in impeccable form with a young player who looks extremely comfortable, or we have G2 reassuring us that they can keep up this form in the championship level events in these arenas that they've already done in Cologne and Katowice, but here in the the final CSGO LAN, it's been overplayed, it's been said before, but now that we actually know it's a fact, I feel like this one is going to go down in history.
There's something a little bit special to it now that it's actually here.
We know it to be true. And G2 want to grab it by the horns here. So round 2 coming through, MOUZ on a full eco, and G2 holding off on this B bomb site. HooXi's going to have to use his util wisely, but the jump spots give him early info.
Flash in the top mid. And HooXi jump spotting. NiKo, quick flick to find exertion. And so with top mid dealt with, MOUZ should just die here.
Bang. Yeah.
Sometimes that's for the best.
Yeah, nice and quick. You know, get it over with.
Oh, God.
NiKo will.
He's going to farm some cash, isn't he?
NiKo's putting like a hard limit on just how long this round can be.
And he doesn't get a kill because they've all been cleaned up in the B apartment.
Well, his teammates saw him coming in. He called it out, so they smoked him off. They were like, no, those are our ego kills. We want those.
It's a good team right there.
Yeah, we want the stat pad.
Get it while you can. Get it while it's hot. And hot off the presses comes a MOUZ buy round.
Yeah, AK-47's picked up good amount of utility as well. 2-0 for G2, but first opportunity for MOUZ to really get swinging in this matchup, in this quarterfinal matchup, and awaits the winner of this series after a comfortable win over Movistar Riders earlier today.
Ouch. Yeah, I mean, Ents looked super comfortable there, so that's going to be a banger whatever way it ends up going. NiKo, crazy way to start this round. As he's flashed into ramp, he gets out with 2 on the MP9.
I think there's a second player, Anti, who's meant to swing and trade that. The swing comes a little late, it feels like. Maybe he just got caught by the flash, but yeah, NiKo should not be getting more than 1 in that position.
Especially with the MP9, that transfer. Mine doesn't work like that.
I think if he has an M4, he probably doesn't get 2, to be honest. It's the close range chunking. Oh. Oh, he goes for the spam. Not his first time. He shot too soon, but he will take 1 kill. Jimpphat in the site, gone after 1, and they know another man is deep in the jungle.
Oh, God.
HooXi's even got
HooXi has the bomb.
Oh. Well, dead in the water now.
Yeah, this round should be over on that alone. Frozen, can you make it interesting for us, my guy? 1 player in the site to deal with JKS dead down under. There's a world where Frozen could make this interesting yet.
Do they clear this?
Very low HP on NiKo. He is dead in 1 bullet. But HooXi dealing with Frozen, leaving it all on exertion in this 1v3. Gets the info about NiKo in the site, but it's Hunter from the spawn that's the nasty surprise. That third man comes in for G2 and keeps the scoreline flawless at 3-0.
Great communication from G2, trading peaks, not overplaying their hand. Even that nade looked dead on. Xerxon just avoids it. A very heads-up player we know him to be. I mean, MOUZ are the youngest roster in the playoffs of Pro League. Maybe even the youngest team in the top 20. I mean,
ever. The youngest team ever.
The youngest team ever.
It's funny, they have like kind of like the same vibe about Frozen being like, because they are so young and they did come into this as an academy team, but they kind of burst in and were making playoffs pretty quick, right? So they have a shocking amount of experience for how young some of the players are. 2 free upgrades in that round for G2. HooXi and NiKo both upgrading to AK-47s from SMGs. So money and economy firmly in control of G2.
Monacy's even got the AWP on the B-bomb side as well. That's a blinder of a P250 double dink. Monacy goes through the smoke. He's hungry for more, and he will take him. Trade onto a Jimpphat. It's 4-0 for G2. They're in control. They're looking confident, and I'm getting scared, Jason.
Yeah, this is looking clean, and it's looking solid. And I think what's even somewhat frightening on the map, too, is they're proactive. The flashbang into A ramp, all the flanks, all the pushes towards the top mid that they've done. G2 in these first 4 rounds have been, I mean, impressive for being so early in the half. And now you got Monacy with the AWP, so fireworks sure to fly.
Dude, the thing that's even wilder is just that, like, Monacy came through having had a very good group stage. If you remember, it was actually like NiKo who actually had a couple of like quiet games. So instead, it was other people like stepping into the limelight for G2, and it feels like Monacy's just keeping up appearances here as we've gotten into the playoffs. For other teams who have kind of had to start the playoff journey a little bit later on, it's actually looked somewhat beneficial to be kind of hot off the streak, right? Like coming out of Group D, having played recently, that's often been where teams have found success. G2 have had a little bit of a lull in the action, and they've come back here with Monacy in great form still. So MOUZ No freebies in this series, and another kill on the opener from m0NESY's AWP. NiKo will even do a lot of damage in mid, and Hunter will be there to capitalize, keeping the advantage in G2's favor. Look at how m0NESY just played the smoke fade. Like, I know there's not been a fight here, and I don't look like I'm commenting on anything super cool, but he just stood in the center of the mid window waiting for the smoke fade. That's the kind of confidence this guy's operating on right now.
Yeah.
And he knew that he had HooXi trapped in, so he's going to collect that kill. Jimmy, 1v4, down to the 1-on-3.
Gonna roll him back to ramp, but they have the bomb. Yeah, Hunter even got a smoke spam. He did it off of audio. That's after I think NiKo got team flashed out under. Worth keeping in mind. But G2 still in a 3-on-1 to close this round. Jimmy doesn't see him over the top. And Hunter has the advantage here, unless Jimmy's crosshair placement is perfect. And it is.
Yeah, it's pretty solid to read that kind of a play. Hunter just crouched down. And I mean, with this much aggression from G2, protecting the bomb and having information.
I'm nervous because this is HooXi
Another 1v1.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to give this over. He's stalling it out, but he will reset. And that's the right call here. Play with your teammate. You don't want to give all the room in the world away, but 20 seconds. Jimmy's got to be quick to pick a bomb site.
Where do you go, though? You have two ops. So Catwalk is covered. m0NESY is shifted over, which now HooXi's got to shift to Con. Okay, there's a world in which this works, and if he can cross this smoke, that's everything. There's the jump, and now we know Spam is going to miss the mark.
Oh, second one don't. Jimmy is hurt, low on health, and with m0NESY moving in through CT, Jimpphat has found the cross. He has made it all the way over. G2 don't know where he's gotten to here. They can try work it out. But Jimpphat has a chance. HooXi tries to clear this. That's nearly the lineup. m0NESY has to win it in the 1v1, but he will keep his cool, and with 3 kills in the round, successfully puts a stop to Jimpphat, who was embarking on that 1v4 as though it was his to win.
That wallbang was monumental because m0NESY's playing pistol, and if he has his pistol out there and Jimpphat has a chance to get off a couple more shots, they were dead on. That lineup was right there, made for him, and m0NESY luckily just one-taps him out because the orb connected for HooXi. So it's a 2v1. Both players have their impact there for G2.
This is so scary. Even you mentioned like m0NESY phasing that smoking window like he just didn't have a care in the world. It feels like they actually knew someone was tucked into that corner with the Molotov coming out from Catwalk. They had the read. Oh, nicely done from m0NESY. And G2 is denying any space. There's no breathing room for MOUZ. Look how aggressive they're being. Challenging every step of the way. And sure, Hunter's fight goes against him, but you still have m0NESY with a chance to have impact.
Yeah, they re-smoke it. They're not falling for it. They saw m0NESY.
Oh,
bro, chill. That's not meant to happen.
Bloody hell, Exertion thought he'd done enough there, getting all the way down Cat. The re-smoke in the window, they were leaving nothing to chance.
Nice.
Damn.
Jimpphat, so crisp and clean across these last few rounds. He's been the one that we've been looking to for answers, and he's kept it in a 3-on-3 here. Yeah,
bombs again, back top mid. MOUZ have to get it and group back up in middle. Everything else is uncertain. Ramp, they've not seen Palace. NiKo was spotted, and B-Apps uncontained this whole round.
Yeah, they spotted one in deep in B-Apps, and then the connector player, Jimpphat, actually fired off at NiKo. So he had that information, but not enough for HooXi to stay alive, and now they've got to shift. Both at the A bomb site. m0NESY, that's quick.
Oh my god.
It almost feels like he baited the shot out, like a little shoulder must have shown for torzsi before the entire body peak.
Dude, with the form that m0NESY's in here, I don't think it would matter even if he was 1v2 right now. I feel like he's destined to give this round a go. Moving in on the AWP, he's still suspicious about middle. NiKo will be able to lay these worries to rest eventually. As he now rotates in through mid, m0NESY feels shored up that this backline area is clear, and so now him and NiKo move forward. Kit dropped on short, retrieved in rotation. NiKo just bought 5 more seconds for G2. Flashed out from m0NESY back in the market, but he can't find the tap. Jimpphat doubled up in the round and even deals with m0NESY.
Just makes a great call as well, right? As soon as you hear NiKo fire off that tap from short, you don't want to re-peek. And NiKo knows that Jimpphat won't re-peek, so he starts spamming the bench. That's when the re-peek comes in. Your crosshair's in the wrong place. You're already inaccurate. That's the perfect time to fight. Jimpphat, not just great mechanics, but seems to be very aware of when to take fights on this T side.
The thing that's so impressive right now is, like, over these last few games when we've been getting like stellar matches out of Jimpphat, one of the things we were kind of saying is like when he first joined this team, you didn't really know where to place him. You weren't really
looked
sure,
uncomfortable, didn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then the first few games, it felt like, oh damn, this is going to be a lot of growing pains. He's not like up there with the likes of, you know, a Frozen and an Exertion straight away.
Sure.
And it didn't feel like he had to be either, right? It kind of felt like you had other players within this team who were capable of those big performances. But here at the Pro League, I really think we've witnessed something special with Jimpphat. He's been getting better and better with every single game. It feels like you've seen that progress in real time, and now you're having him be the kind of early game difference maker. And I know the score's 1-5. I'm not trying to like dress this up too much, but the one guy who's made these rounds competitive and the one guy who's actually been able to now break through for MOUZ has been Jimpphat.
I think too, I mean, you talk about the money that G2 have. Ooh, there's a nice peek. torzsi caught unawares. I was going to say, I think G2 might want to reconsider that retake in the previous round because their money is busted now without saving either of those weapons. So this is a really important round for them to win if they want to keep growing this scoreline.
Yeah.
And for MOUZ, a reset would be everything.
This can close up very quick if MOUZ can capitalize, but a 5-on-4 already taken by m0NESY's AWP. HooXi's going to be the one to rotate. m0NESY has the position, and the bomb is still back up in abs. So undecided now are MOUZ. They have middle, but not much else.
HooXi went and traded out, swapped to the AWP also, and then rotated away, m0NESY having that deep angle at B hulls, but it looks like MOUZ is going to go right at the B bomb site. So a little bit under-defended for the moment, although Hunter now shifting, so they don't have a double op defending. They bring a rifle over with HooXi's op in position at A.
Try and clear that, but it doesn't go the way of NiKo. And so now that AWP kind of has to keep holding this line. That's going to leave HooXi away from the action over here as the B play looks to come in. m0NESY, solely responsible for the B site, has missed this timing on the player at short, but it never will come to matter. HooXi throwing in to the 1 versus 3.
No idea.
And look in that smoke. It's harboring fugitives. G2 about to pick this up. Hunter collects it for free and makes it look hard as he taps out the guy planting. G2 move on to 6.
Man, how do you break through this G2 defense with m0NESY playing this well, right? I mean, this series, this game, both these teams have huge selling points for, you know, the academy era of CS that we lived in the last 12 months, a little longer, in fact. You know, with m0NESY originally coming from the Na'Vi junior side, and for MOUZ just making their roster out of the future pros that the Academy League showed us.
Half the players here are proof that the Academy system has worked.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair. m0NESY's just gaming right now, 15-4, and you can see his decisions are all based off just chasing down frags. He's so confident. JKS in trouble, taps away. Whoa, that's filthy as he falls back.
How
a 5-on-3.
G2 not missing a beat, not missing a shot. m0NESY will finally, though, and the molly burns him out after the dink. So this may be a plant for MOUZ. They've got to pick their poison, though. Planting for CT is very dangerous with no smoke down. They can get reswung by Hunter, and the smokes on jungle are elapsing as well. torzsi gets flashed in for control. He needs this kill, so MOUZ have a staging platform. Otherwise, this post-plant will be tricky.
Yeah, they can't find any safety. Finally, with that CT smoke down as well. Call the G2 bluff. Nobody tries to stop it, and now a retake is underway.
Oh, damn. NiKo was holding for that exact fight forever, it felt like. But torzsi goes and seeks it out, and now he's got the bomb to play around. This is a big issue for HooXi. Smoke on the ball. USP taps out Frozen, and maybe they've been killed. HooXi's world. 2 kills from him, and G2 claim another round at the behest of MOUZ, who is sent packing by the man at the helm of G2.
Wait, that was HooXi? I thought that was m0NESY with the flicks we're getting, man. The confidence to play USP against full health players, dinks him out, and he doesn't even go for the tap. He knows the threat of the smoke is enough. He hits the flick shot as well. What a sick round for the in-game leader at G2. They can't believe it.
Even Hunter's like, oh, HooXi hit that? Dang.
This is G2 here to take a trophy, boys.
I gotta say, you know, HooXi, in terms of like when we're looking at him, he seems very laser focused in. I'm getting the vibe that it's like, this is a no bullshit HooXi right now.
Yeah.
We had a good conversation conversation with him on the podcast the other day, and I mean, he just talked about basically like his comfort level within this team has just risen so much. Like he now feels very.
You can really see that.
Yeah, like he carries it with him. Yeah, it's just like this new comfort that he's found where he's like, yep, I am in charge of this team, and I am the leader of this team, and it is my responsibility. He's accepted all that, and obviously in this game, at least delivering and massively. I mean, the op flick was great, but the double dink on Frozen with the USP.
That's like the wildest part.
He didn't even know where he was. He was like looking up at Palace.
Unbelievable. He was not brought in this team to do that, but that's going to keep G2.
But we take it.
Yeah, in control. 7-1. They have no money, Jason. They're still on the edge of reset. Every step they take, they could fall through the holes.
And that's like a throwback to the match we saw earlier today with Movistar and with Ents, where Movistar was never able to get that reset. They had him on the edge so many times, and MOUZ is playing that same really dangerous game where at a certain point, if you haven't got it after like 4 or 5 chances, this match can slip away from you in a big way.
Yeah, the scoreline may look one-sided, but everything can change very quickly. So let's see if MOUZ can make that change happen.
Yeah, look at the utility that G2's working with at the minute. And I think that's why we're seeing this push in the B halls at the moment is they don't necessarily, they just throw their last dump of like delay utility, and that's the timing they want to hit to make these flanks happen, to make these rotations happen.
Such a big stack as well. m0NESY doesn't even need to play forward. He's got teammates coming in. JKS will get picked jungle side. They should know they have room in the site now, and they spotted m0NESY on that jump. He doesn't know the info they have, and HooXi finds a double entry into A. Just Hunter left up. This would have to be ridiculous, and they will not let it happen. Heads up fights come through for MOUZ into an A stack, and they do what we say, breaking G2's money at a crucial point in this half.
And one of the more passive defenses we've seen out of G2 on these full buy rounds, right? Like we mentioned it early on, how aggressive G2 is being, pushing top mid, challenging catwalk, challenging window, you know, flash peeking down A ramp. This is one of the ones where they sat kind of far back on their haunches and just sort of waited. And you can see the danger that presents when you're giving MOUZ and giving these players that much space to work with.
G2 had to buy. They have multiple players on 1400, so this is not a decision they wanted to go for, but their hand gets forced. So MOUZ get to redeem a couple of freer rounds. I don't want to jump the gun with the NiKo Deagle.
This is like the one round that ain't so free, but if you get through this one, you're on to the winners, and you get a couple of freebies. Not a bad way for this to start. torzsi finding that opener on the orb. And quite the man to find as well. NiKo out of the round, relegated to watching on from beyond the grave.
And you'd argue he's probably the biggest danger point in a round like this with Deagles. Yeah, m0NESY's scout we know can do some work, but that Deagle from NiKo, 1 or 2 picks here or there, 1 or 2 nice shots that he's delivered throughout his career, and could have all been over. So that danger at least gone. Molly in towards ladder room is going to force Hunter up the ladder.
HooXi's just trying to set him up, but they're not coming cat, they're going up con, so this will just be MOUZ waltzing into a nearly empty A site. Only JKS back in spawn. Should I say only,
Only.
though? A quick D connects, and suddenly his team are activated on the flank.
Yeah, that was always going to be that eventuality. Hunter jumping in, gets taken down. HooXi as well through the smoke, and outside of the initial shot.
Excuse me. Oh, the cover just gets there in time from Frozen.
Go on,
one from m0NESY's scout. How wild can he make this?
Monsley
trades up onto the Deagle, tries his hand at the no-scope, but the Deagle won't connect. HooXi still standing strong, and MOUZ get their third. They're about to close this gap up in a very big way.
It speaks for G2's ability when we still get worried, even in those very favorable situations for MOUZ up against armorless Deags, but that's the way it is sometimes. We've got another eco here for G2, and MOUZ get to find 4. So they've got something on this T-half.
What's Juzzy doing with the one smoke?
Oh,
Can I lob that out over towards Con?
Just stalling.
All right. Oh, trying to force them into the A play, B stack rather. What am I saying? Trying to force them over towards B, hoping that that one smoke down in the connector is enough to influence where this play ends up.
Okay, Sershin's like, nah, I'm good. I don't want that fight.
I saw 3.
HooXi does.
Yeah, they're coming in for the eeks.
So, wait, you're telling me there's 5 ecoing players over at B right now? Damn, I got to get my fill.
The in-game leader's dream.
Oh, m0NESY is smooth. There's a gun there. Can someone get it out? The AWPer doesn't want to dilly-dally with the bomb.
I think think they've got enough players, right? And they can just hit the pause button and wait for the reaction. You have to know someone's coming for that AK. So it is recovered for free. Alt peeks out a little bit late. That means MOUZ goes down.
I like the patience here, though. They know they've got them boxed. Frozen brings his sellotape to the site. And both kills on the plate. 4 rounds for MOUZ with only 1 casualty. Now they've built money, and that seesaw leans back in the other direction. G2 have the hard task here of finding consecutive rounds to get rid of MOUZ's money for the end of the half.
Three-round lead. Money coming back, but G2 is going to have to fight for it. It's not everything they would have liked. MOUZ can get the AWP, would be a bit risky with the money he's at right now. Have to be glass cannon, so they're going to be missing a few things, but this is their attempt at rebounding and talking through exactly how they want to play this with the diminished utility, and MOUZ will go for the op with no armor. I kind of like that. With the attitude he's been playing with today, it actually looks like...
Oh, they're tagging him.
When I'm watching him play in the sequences, I'm like, he's actually just trying to create a frag movie. He's actually just playing like he's in a frag movie at the moment.
Sometimes that's what you got to do, man. If you really want the frag movie to get made, you got to make it happen, you know? Part of it is on MOUZ, so...
And he goes for that play, armorless as well, over the top with his spawn. He has full mid control right now, but MOUZ are popping. This is a great call. They're just throwing a couple of bits of util. It keeps his A stack wrong. They missed some nades. That's not ideal, but they're still going to send it. It's only HooXi in the site.
MOUZ, AWP at short, will get there in time to lend a helping hand. He's now watching for that one player that's gone deep through the site. They've got an idea that Exertion has slipped the net here, and so him being deep is not as much of a surprise to G2 as he was hoping it was. Exertion dealt with, HooXi traded at least. That's a step in the right direction for MOUZ, but there's still a man down, and only just getting out of the apartments now. Another tag from MONUS's AWP. G2 are poising for the retake, and that bomb is not even down yet.
And all you have to do is wait now if you're G2. Just nobody die. Hold your lines. Don't do anything risky. NiKo's on the flank. They're going to be trapped inside. HooXi, they can't even play together.
This backstab is everything. MOUZ doesn't need to move before it. torzsi fires off, forcing repositions, and NiKo will take that backstab. Bomb dropped in the site. Just the captain, and NiKo will rid him as well. Nice flank for NiKo. And even HooXi getting away with a kill there in a very dangerous position. Yeah. I think jumping up is such a risk, but he knows that MOUZ are stalling out, waiting for Xerxes in the back of the site. If he can win that kill, it takes the life out of the execute there for MOUZ. They get trapped in apartments, some missed nades, and a missed opportunity for MOUZ.
Yeah, I think MONUS spotted Exertion just before he got blind, so they had the call that one had kind of slipped the net and made it through and could be...
Put him back in. It's also the way you close him out, so... Right now, with how HooXi's clearly feeling in the game, I'll trust in it.
After that clutch, yeah, you're going to feel way more confident going for a fight.
MONUS is at almost almost at 150 ADR, 148, so just shy of it. I reckon if he gets a double kill here, that might push him over the 150 mark. Let's see.
Molly off the lamp. Now they're just going for style points.
He's trying to be involved early. Tight line to hold. MOUZ are having to explore elsewhere, looking down through lower and sending HooXi out in a top mid. Flash for the comm peak, even getting lobbed in from behind those top mid boxes. But Exertion doesn't take the space, not yet anyhow. Instead, getting set up in the window. HooXi and him finding success on this mid-split. That's a nice way for this to start. Exertion now has free reign to try and flank through. And with MONUS dead, Hunter's got his work cut out for him. Deals with Exertion in the backlines. He's flushed out the flank. Oh, even flicking back over to short. Hunter does a really good job to get out of that with 2. Is that going to be enough to bring G2 into the retake, though? 2v3, and they're worlds away from this.
They got to be thinking about the money as well. That's in the forefront of your brain right now with how far JKS is out from the site. Unless HooXi gets gifted a kill there, Justin's never going to go round the world.
HooXi called him back as it was as soon as he got towards the end of B Halls. Man, if Hunter had been prepared for that catwalk fight and actually taken it the first time he had the spot, he could have maybe turned that into a double kill and given this a real chance. I don't think he expected a player to just be strolling out in the open like that. So MOUZ fighting back really well after going down quickly. What, 5-0 at one point for G2. Now MOUZ is clawing it right back. This is a really good look. Because I was wondering, I mentioned, like they hadn't really been tested, MOUZ. Well, now they're getting that test and they're rising to the occasion.
Yeah, in a spot where they could look to, you know, split this first half, damn near neck and neck. G2 have locked in 8 rounds at least, but this game was 7-1 at one point in G2's favor. So that scoreline is closing up. The investment comes in for G2 here. This is the round that is so important to MOUZ. If they can win this, they've gone on to really make something of this first half from a dire position. If they win this round, they break G2's money heading into round 15, and at that point, 7 feels as good as done.
Or is 5 all they get? NiKo wants to make it so, but they molly him. They know what he likes to do. He waits for the flash. It's perfect. Getting more than one would be a robbery. And HooXi and torzsi combine for 2 more. Fantastic shooting for MOUZ as G2 just gets shredded.
Yeah, good focus as well. Always waiting for the next fight. Always expecting the next fight. No one getting caught sleeping or having their eyes turned elsewhere. Thinking just the one player of NiKo is going to be it. That's a disastrous... Oh, 3 flashbangs over the wall. That's a disastrous opening for G2.
And that's the round. Talk about money broken in 15. Well, G2 want to hold on to something. It's the same pair saving again. MOUZ. They've come to play. And to think that, you know, this game could be MOUZ winning the half, really, if they just didn't constantly lose all those reset rounds at the start of the map. G2 came in hot form, but MOUZ have responded well.
And you can see how important it is. Like, once they got to the point where they broke G2's money, they've just kind of kept G2 down after that. Now you are starting to see G2 having to make decisions with economy in mind, and it's not just the free-flowing, easy CT side of, oh yeah, we have everything we want every single round, we just go back into it. Now they're having to make some decisions. They're having to take risks somewhere on the map that MOUZ can exploit.
We love the Maltese crowd. They show up. Same as last season for FaZe's Intel Grand Slam. It got loud in here, and I imagine over the weekend that will continue.
Hell yeah. This is just day 1 of crowd.
Yeah. It's Friday.
We love it. Final round of the first half. MOUZ within 2. Looking to close that gap. 2 SMGs for G2. A scout on m0NESY, who's really cooled off. Still an excellent half, but, you know, considering how this half began and how quickly he got to 16 kills, he hasn't had the same opportunities in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
No, and he's still been trying his hand at the same style of openers, right? But not necessarily finding that same level of success from them. Let's see, does m0NESY have anything left in the tank here in round 15? HooXi at least gets info. That's one way to try and make this less than ideal buy work for G2, is to play off of HooXi's push. They now know that B is clear. That frees up 4 players to go and reinforce over towards A and mid. JKS. Oh, this could be something, but it's just the one and done. HooXi and Jimpphat turn it around. Even though NiKo replies out in the window, it's still the advantage siding with MOUZ in the post plant.
Got kits as well, Bersertion. He loves his play going round the world, and with a closed plant, it's a little dangerous, but if he can get 1 kill out of this, it could be worthwhile. I think HooXi's got the kill instead, though.
Yeah.
HooXi waits in the smoke. He's going to go over, and at that point, HooXi should have the knife in the back. In it goes, and twisted as well, leaving NiKo with only 1 player with the bomb in vision. What could go wrong? Probably nothing. The time is expiring and the AWP is swinging. So this is going to be MOUZ finding 7 at the half. Fantastic recovery. 6 out of the last 7 in play and looking to make a comeback on their map pick here in this quarterfinal.
He's got a chance in this one. Makes it look too clean. G2 started this one off looking lights out. They were sat 7-1 up over MOUZ, but then Jimmy, HooXi, and Frozen decided to get switched online, decided to get activated, and this kind of firepower trio has started lurching a bit of life back into the game for MOUZ. They go on quite the streak towards the end, taking 6 of the last 7 rounds. And so that first half ends up neck and neck with MOUZ safely switched online and looking to offer up a good fight here in this series.
Yeah, that's the tantalizing prospect of this second half, is the way MOUZ came alive as we went deeper into the first. So let's see if they can continue it. Let's see if it's bot time for Exertion to show up in this game, because that brings a whole new angle to it as well. Now, you got to be careful of NiKo's P250. Rest of the team coming in, and HooXi's going to pick off MOUZ and HooXi, and the defense looking real strong.
Captains can frag today, no doubt about it, but is it enough to break through on this B push? It's just JKS and Hunter a long way from home. If you can get the bomb out, that'd be massive. JKS takes a 3rd kill and dodges death with the bomb as well. Hunter's taking that space. There's no open window, forcing a CT rotation. JKS knows he's got the whole map to run, and he's got open road to do it. No one comes in from Cat to stop him, while torzsi re-aggresses. G2 will have an open point.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. No peek yet, but Frozen gets that for free. Justin can get away, but throwing back into a fight that he can't win.
Why are they so convinced the CT is open? That's such a surprise. That it was so obvious G2 were rotating out of the bomb site. The one place they knew they had was jungle. Sure, but short's contagious.
That's where I guess the problem is Hunter's been watching for that rotate for a while, and I think the issue was that Frozen had actually beat Hunter on the timing first place, right? So they never knew where this guy was, and they thought he was still over towards B.
Yeah,
backwalk through CT Sport, and that's optimistic.
Yeah, there could have been a little bit more heads up, but they obviously were convinced, as Harry said, that they had beaten the timing, that they kind of knew the timing, so not expecting anyone there, and unable to plan for catwalk, because they realize the peak can come in. JKS 1 HP. Tough situation they almost worked themselves out of, but more than anything, it's just MOUZ continuing on this march. tying things up, coming all the way back.
Yeah, m0NESY got dinked immediately by the AUG out middle, so he's had to swap off the AK. Give that over to the captain. Galil fighting down below. Hunter gets in low, but he won't finish the job. JKS's time in the limelight gets jump spotted. He's ready for a re-peek. And they might give it to him. NiKo's trying to battle out from apps. But the bomb is here as well, so G2 forced to commit. It's all on this kill, and nothing comes through. MOUZ looking to tie this one up pretty easily here.
Let's see what JKS has got. He's been on point. He was another one of the players that was stellar throughout the group stage. Oh, turns back instead of away from the flashbang. And Shui's got low HP, so anything that goes wrong for Xertion goes wrong for Shui as well. JKS goes for the tap, misses the mark, and that should be it. That should be the danger swept aside.
Yeah, NiKo Deagle, what's that going to do? Quick headshot, maybe more. They line up, but MOUZ keep a lid on it.
Damn, we were so close to the Deagle collab, man. We were so close to them lining up over towards jungle. They're not meant to be. And MOUZ up in the lead now, looking for double digits. No money for G2. Remember, 7-1 at one point in G2's favor. MOUZ about to be sporting a two-round lead here, and there's nothing that G2 can really say or do about that.
I like the point that Des brought up and that you reiterated, Jason, about how, you know, MOUZ, they haven't really been tested, so it's nice to actually see them tested, and they were in this game, and they've come back and now they're leading. So showing some grit on this roster. It's not just a steamroll team that's
right.
You know, it's easy to perform when you're 13-2 up, but they did it from the back foot as well, and now they've taken that, you know, heads up.
And now they can be a little bit ruthless, right? Now, I mean, now they have the economic advantage. You can see challenging in the open, Frozen just swinging wide, more than happy to take any fights that come his way. Should be nice and quick. 2 flashbangs to work with, no smoke to block any of the lines whatsoever. So these 2 flashbangs need to create a lot of opportunities. And the Deagles need to create some opportunities, but those haven't quite landed yet.
A couple of flashbangs that may never get used at this rate. MOUZ are shredding through G2's pistols with relative ease. So
yeah, it almost feels like they wanted like 1 kill to put those flashbangs into play, right? They wanted 1 kill to give you the room to work with, to make it so those flashbangs can actually help you progress from there.
Just so you can scale. If you're throwing flashes over ramp, MOUZ is just going to re-swing you in the open. But if you actually get towards a sandwich, if you get towards stairs, you can swing further and play close with the pistols instead. But
yeah, make progress to the bomb site, but it just never happened. Never even came close, really.
No room.
Dude,
now G2 have to wake up.
This is getting really worrisome because early on in this game for G2, when things were going right, really, it was kind of m0NESY doing a lot of that, right? And getting us the most excited. And we've all noticed how m0NESY has slowed down a little. It was kind of crazy to think he was going to keep up his 150 ADR from early on in that first half. But he's started to hit a bit of a brick wall. Meanwhile, Shui has risen atop of the entire server. So not just leading for his team, but leading in the fragging department as well.
I feel like we've been like 6 rounds without a m0NESY kill. He's been very quiet for a while. I can't even recall the last frag he got.
This is a good setup. They're flashing through the smoke as Xertion gets into ladder. He has good timing. That's a fantastic spam. They will have heard that. Xertion knows his fight's coming, and he wins it as well. There's more in middle to deal with, but NiKo doesn't take that trade. He backs out under. They're going to have to group for this B hit. Jimpphat in a fantastic position. Started this map strong. And now a round is required of him. That looks like a rotation. As far as JKS is concerned, it may be a free bomb site, but he peels back. He lets NiKo work. G2 looking on both sites at the same time, and one of them is more open than the other, but that's forced their hand.
It's over.
Yeah, with this backstab, with this B stack, there's no way through for G2.
They still don't even know Jimpphat's here. Like, he might, I don't even think he's going to be necessary.
Don't show. Oh, he showed.
Yeah,
that's almost like insult to injury.
Yeah, like even if you had gotten this kill, you would have still lost. 3-round lead now for MOUZ. HooXi takes a glance at his notes, looking for the next tactic to call. This map got out of hand real quick if you're G2.
What happened? They felt invincible. HooXi's pulling up clutches.
Yeah,
Guess was sharp on the A side.
I think it's like the fashion in how this has spiraled so quickly as well. The fact that like on both of the little streaks, we kind of had MOUZ very quickly take some form of economic control. And you touched upon it earlier on. You were saying like that was kind of when MOUZ started chaining all those rounds together, right? Was when they broke in, they broke the money. Suddenly G2 didn't have all these options open to them. And so it kind of feels like really 1 or 2 rifle rounds have influenced the entirety of the game here if you're G2. So quickly this one's gotten away from you. JKS.
He has a scary amount of room, and this is perfect for a fade.
Yeah, but they should just clap. I mean, you know, yeah, he's going to be able to draw bodies away. Oh, yeah, and he's set up Hunter all the way up through Khan. Another kill from Hunter's Tech-9. And in tandem, JKS still gets away with more. It's only Jimpphat left standing now. 1v5, and the best he can hope for is a save here, but not even that's guaranteed. m0NESY dead up in the apartments. And so he should look good to get away with this, but look at the minimap.
This round is all JKS. D-kill coming up ramp, taking all the space in the world. Making MOUZ real nervous, taking their eyes off Khan where Hunter springs into action, but that is an impressive round for JKS. And more than anything, look, this is a gift. You're not going to be able to replicate this, but this is a nice thing to have in your back pocket that you're able to take away. And if you can build upon it, then all of a sudden you can regain control of the map. 9-11.
Yeah, that's a robbery of a round there for G2, but it can't be a flash in the pan.
There's some money on this CT side that G2 really has to force them to burn through. They have another buy even after this next round comes up.
I also love the way they hunt that kill. They lock him in. JKS doesn't play early market. Hunter doesn't play early apps, even though they can. They wait for HooXi to get in position as well. There's literally no exit for Jimpphat. They know they've got to break this cache sooner rather than later. G2 get full control of middle. It's allowed by MOUZ. We've got an AWP Con. torzsi, not said his name too much in this map so far. This would be a great time to come alive, as m0NESY did on his CTAWP venture. It's HooXi, who's 23-4. Monstrous map for him, side by side with the Hungarian. NiKo coming in from Con on the smoke spam and the Molotov. He's not safe here.
Oh, they're baited into that torzsi AWP. m0NESY dead on that swing. HooXi will punish, and now dons the AWP. You've seen more and more of HooXi on this AWP. Justin rewarded for his patience in towards ramp. Fed that kill from HooXi, who was looking for something to give MOUZ an edge here. But G2 punish every piece of this re-aggression all across the map. Wherever MOUZ go looking for info, it's only digging their graves deeper here.
Well, now G2 has to be careful they don't do the same exact thing, right? Like, Hunter's about to go on this investigation. He's got like kind of a one-on-one duel, but if Jimpphat finds him, all of a sudden this could kind of slip out of their grasp. He's got no backup, no chance to trade this, so timing is kind of everything.
30 seconds left as well. Hunter dead, and the bomb was moving over. G2 both in the apartment. MOUZ are both waiting here.
20 seconds.
Oh my god. 4v2, and Jimpphat, he gets the spot. He now knows it has to be B. That was the bomb going in first. Frozen catches it crossing, and MOUZ 2 versus 4. They have just robbed G2. They've stopped G2 picking up any momentum back into this game. They've locked it out on the back of this 2-man holdover at B. Jimpphat and Frozen deliver for MOUZ.
Man, that's such a great position for Jimpphat to be solo B. Sure, Hunter sort of walks into it, but he has to make noise unless he's got the silent drop off of the balcony, and Jimpphat hears him. He has an easy 1v1 fight, and at that point, G2 is so committed to their position in apartments. The bomb getting spotted is the big mistake first, but it just comes crumbling down there for G2.
The biggest issue in that round is how long it takes Hunter to walk that whole way through halls. That chews like so much time off the clock, and by the time he has the information, G2's not like grouped up anywhere to take advantage of it, right? And then they're locked into the B hit. They're locked into the B play with 20 seconds on the clock.
Disastrous round for G2. Right as they were trying to build off that eco win.
It is kind of crazy. It felt like Hunter got kind of stuck doing both things, like getting the info, but not fast enough that anyone could change anything.
Yeah, like you can't actually use the info.
At which point, like, it's not even like a kill you can trade anymore, and you've still got to commit to the B play.
He dies, and you look at the minimap, and it's like HooXi's in B halls with the bomb, like maybe like 5-6 seconds behind him, and then you have another player coming up 5 seconds behind him, and nowhere to really go. G2 kind of locked themselves in a 4-on-2. It's almost like, guys, let's just group up.
Yeah, you would have loved
exactly,
him to just sit on balcony and wait for his team, right? Because you're just going to read or work out whether MOUZ actually have anyone there by whether anyone rotates in, anyone peeks, making noise and then not even checking. Pretty normal positions. That's a risk G2 can't afford to take.
All right,
HooXi,
he didn't see it.
surely he saw that. It might not matter. He might go the captain instead, but there's another man at triple who can reposition.
There's two. There's two inside the bomb site, so he didn't spot it. JKS is going to come out of Palace, and he's got a job to do.
Yeah, JKS has been delivering in this game for G2. If there ever was a time to have him land in this top site, it's now. On the back of the flash from HooXi, clinical on the approach, frozen, first to fall. JKS has opened up the route to the A play, and all that's left to do now is keep MOUZ locked out. Don't even give them the option to launch a retake here. HooXi, with that aggression, has given a kill over.
A saving every day of the week. There's no way you risk going for this in 3v4. It doesn't even matter. Another kill wouldn't even tempt you. And Zershan's looking for something here on the way out, but...
He wants that AK.
Yeah. G2... They keep you entertained. I'll say that much.
Look, that's a really cool little microplay that HooXi and m0uZ just kind of set up. Is the op gets in position on catwalk and just covers the walk up from HooXi, and no one from MOUZ ever even thought it was a possibility.
What do we make of this as well, Jason? The Krieg out for NiKo.
He never brought this up.
Yeah, like when it was at its strongest, he didn't want to use it, and now it's back to this, and he's like, all right,
hipster.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I used the Krieg after it was cool.
Yeah. Well, whether it was purposeful or not, he keeps it. So I guess it was interesting purchase.
He's got a cold. He might be seeing things.
Yeah, a little bit crazy.
It's like day 8 on medicine, and he's just like delirious.
That was a great clear as well.
It's a beautiful flashbang from HooXi.
Just perfect peek onto default, double digits, and AWP out. And a pistol in the same round. Quite a dichotomy for MOUZ. This is neck and neck.
I mean, this round is weighted super heavily in the grand scheme of the game, right? Like,
more so for MOUZ than anyone, right? G2 can sustain a loss and still get a buy up. MOUZ not so fortunate. This is dangerous for Shuey. Going for a con reposition. We got a boost up for Zershan. He misses that time. HooXi into the orb. Hey, torzsi's a bit of a turret right now. Put him in this spot. He will give you the goods. There's another man and connected to worry about. Hunter's trying to clear it. Oh, they check that. JKS
is so like laser focused in this game. Oh, weirdness! He didn't clear out Hunter, and so that one is just delivered to Hunter for free. Now they're going to boost up into the window. Hunter doesn't take the space immediately. He's just going to wait there. NiKo is trying to be quiet, trying his best. Don't worry, I didn't think anyone heard, bud.
It's a gamble stack for MOUZ because of the money. They don't have enough cash to really fight for this.
I like this call, though.
Yeah, stack B and just kind of hope and pray they end up at this bomb site. It's not going to happen, so they'll just save the weapons. NiKo's cleared out A entirely. Only really CT spawn is any kind of an issue, so should be an 11th round for G2. Or will be an 11th round for G2.
Yeah. I like the MOUZ are willing to make a call like this. It's very meta, but it also gives them some breathing room in the next round to actually fight on, to still eco on 2 players. You can absolutely win these rounds.
The bummer for it is the losing bonus is, what, 1 round? So it's like $1,900 that they're going to get. So it's not anything pretty. So they'll kind of have a decision to make if they want to buy up on exertion and shoot. I imagine they would just save and just use these 3 rifles.
Get to 12-12, have a full buy, and even then I'm being optimistic. It's going to be a 4,400.
Yeah, if anything, you're kind of wanting to like try and double AWP save if that's a possibility here for MOUZ. Obviously, they could just win this round that's coming up.
You have the tools to throw some tricks out there, right? To go for some kind of a setup, at least some kind of like an opening pick with the AWP.
So ways to make this round interesting, and if they don't succeed in that, well, then MOUZ are hoping they can at least take the AWP with them.
Final timeout called by MOUZ, and that's the whole conversation they have, is what can we do in this round with these 3 weapons to give us a chance to win it? How do we want to play if things go south? How do we want to play it to save and preserve these weapons as much as humanly possible? Economy is going to dictate a lot in these last 7 rounds of play.
Yeah, they've not really fought for middle, not to the same extent that G2 did on their CT side. Is that going to be the change? They've just kind of posted players in connector, try to boost on Cat. They've had ideas, but G2 have been winning the mid control all T side.
Both teams having a slow start on their T side as well, but figuring things out. In-game leaders finding adjustments and adaptations to have impactful attacks. G2's on a 2-round streak. And round 24 goes live. AWP, AK at M4. That's what MOUZ have to work with.
Yeah, G2 are really building themselves towards a powerful position here, one that would bode well for their recovery. They've kept 8 players alive across the last 2 round wins and a chance to sweeten that deal now. But a quick trade JKS dealt with over in Palace. This one's left even in a 4v4. You trade the life of HooXi on a USP for the life of JKS with a full rifle setup. So MOUZ are fine with it.
This is so late in the round, but NiKo's ready for it. I feel like he's just got in the Kree because he feels like he's missing his shots, trying something different, keeping it fresh. Hunter finds Frozen in the A site, and there is the AK there still, but Xerxon holding the rotation. G2 don't overcook this round. They should be absolutely fine, even though they're going into the one rifle. Having Hunter in this position is the insurance policy. Hopefully they won't need to redeem it. Jimpphat swinging out, drops the AWP, drops the bomb, and the young Finn has suddenly made this round scary.
Yeah, and now Hunter's never going to be around and deal with this player in CT. Exertion will fall, though. NiKo doesn't finish the job.
That's smooth.
Exertion gets out, gets through, and now gets to embark on the 1v2.
Where's
off
he
the
going?
bomb plant. Hunter completely rotates
Go
out
back
in
and get the
CT. This is scary because Exertion does have a route to find guns here.
He's got the AWP and underpass. Torzsi's like screaming at him.
It's so deep, though.
Yeah.
So far, you got to save it.
So, I mean, yeah, maybe going for something tricky, trying to get a kill and turn it into a one-on-one. That he might be able to pull a miracle off, but this is a good decision at that point when nothing presents itself.
That was terrifying.
I'll tell you what, there's no more timeouts for MOUZ, but they need to have a real conversation within the team during freeze time. G2's been able to exploit connector a number of times already. We saw the HooXi walk up. We've seen Hunter now get position over towards jungle as well from Khan. They need to be really careful about that particular position because G2's testing it. And when it's free and when it's open, when there's no resistance, they're trying to exploit it. And that's an area where MOUZ can find a kill, a pick, a stop.
Well, let's see if MOUZ are going to be able to deal with some of the good times that G2 have been having in mid and over Khan. Well, timeout called in. This one's actually from G2. MOUZ might appreciate that, honestly. Having an extra moment here to mull this one over, heading into a very important rifle round, because one of the things we've been talking about here is this position that G2 have found themselves in. Sure, things looked a little dire there after the 7-1 start. MOUZ kind of leaping up into the lead all of a sudden. You felt like G2 are running out of steam, but suddenly they're building up bank accounts. They're finding some clean rounds. They've got MOUZ in this position where they've got to save on the tail end of every round that starts to get out of hand. This is not a good spot for MOUZ to be in.
Equally, though, some of the finishes for G2 haven't been the cleanest in the world. That one almost got out of control with Jimpphat inside the bomb site.
But that was like the first one that really got mega dicey on this T side. Up until that, they've at least had...
Except for the one they lost at the B bomb site, the little Hunter investigative.
Yeah.
Some of those finishes are like, it's gotten away from them a couple times. They've been bailed out as well.
Ooh,
but that's something...
That's a huge scalp to find as well. He's going back for more. He's feeling it now. Two shots in from the AWP. He does get stuck on the box. NiKo's Kree right now is putting in the work.
Modesty has 0 kills in the second half.
That's crazy.
Still at 18.
Wow. He's not had many AWPs, but this one, they need him now more than ever. And Jimpphat's been so safe towards B, not jump spotting, just playing tucked in position. So finding a B pick is unlikely. MOUZ have double ramp set up, and NiKo needs to uncover this.
NiKo feels so much space right now. He hasn't seen any presence inside the A bomb site. He just gave a little quick glance over towards A ramp, but everyone's hidden. This is a little bit of a trap setup.
I feel like if they go A, they're in big trouble. They're trying to show the bomb B right now, but even killing Sui, which is the goal, that's not going to tell you about Frozen. He will be the linchpin. He will be the surprise in the...
And MOUZ isn't buying the fake. Xerxon's already rotated over to watch the murder hole, which leaves these 2 defenders at A ramp in really, really strong positions.
Sui just gets one, man. I mean, I don't see a way MOUZ can lose this round. G2 would end up more than likely planting open for the ramp position. Here's HooXi. Oh, he pulls nades. Not
I mean,
good timing.
when you
Not
get
good
this
timing
lead,
at all. Smoking the ramp
smoke.
side. He dies for nothing, and he's
smoked
even
off his
screwed his teammate off.
Oh, no.
That's a disaster.
I mean, now at least, like, NiKo should really not expect anyone to be ramped. That could still be the way back in for MOUZ. Dude, NiKo really looks like he suspects something here.
It's too obvious.
Holding onto the smoke, frozen waits right there, and through CT, MOUZ are grouping on the other two. NiKo is about to ruin MOUZ's day. Frozen, dead on the swing as NiKo picks up both the ramp players. Jimpphat and Zertian, they will find him with a nade, giving way to a 2v2, but a round to never be attempted. G2 have retaken the lead.
Disaster for HooXi, right? I think the smoke, sure, the idea behind it is like, yeah, they'd never possibly expect me smoking off my teammate there, but it almost seems too obvious. It almost seems too confusing for NiKo. He considers it without a doubt, looks for the A player.
Yeah, I mean, you also hit tab and you're like, oh, the A guy isn't dead.
Yeah.
You know, there's still one more guy who usually plays A who's somewhere around here.
Dude, I feel like we've got to give credit to NiKo and this turnaround over the last few, right? Don't get me wrong, it's been a fantastic game from JKS, really. He's been like the kind of fire starter for G2 throughout this map, but the recovery from NiKo has felt super notable and really important because MOUZ very much has hit a brick wall. I don't think he's had a kill since round 13 of this game, which sounds about right. He came into the second half on 18 kills.
Yep, it's mental to think about.
He had 150 ADR when we were approaching like round 10, and now he's sat on under 75. So yeah, he's fell off.
Hasn't even had impact, really. Hasn't even really dictated anything.
Man, to think NiKo's doing this on the Krieg as well, of all guns. A couple of years later, but he's hitting the heads. That's all that matters right now. Scope or not, he got a taste for the orb.
Yeah, I just checked, actually, yeah. It was round 12, MOUZ's last kill in this game.
Blimey.
Thank you, Chad, for confirming that.
Okay, well, can G2 do it without him? Or will MOUZ burrow their way back into this map? It's their pick. It almost feels like a necessity in such a favorited game for G2, especially with the way it once was. MOUZ now losing the lead. HooXi on a Mac 10, expecting maybe less resistance. Not a low buy for MOUZ by any means of the word. They've been stacking this money with multiple saves on the CT side. torzsi in a new position this time, and it might be the right one. But this is not an easy shot to hit. The legs shown. torzsi takes some damage, and Hunter mollies him. He's going to commit. He does with the kill. He might burn out, dropping into the window. They see the barrel. MOUZ might get his kill, but he's flashed out as well. torzsi has the info. Easy frag for MOUZ. HooXi comes bounding out, and while he finds a headshot, he's all that remains, and not for long. MOUZ are back. And MOUZ is still silent on this T-half.
Oh, dude, that's such an awkward way. Like, the fact that we capture the whole thing as well, like the whole sequence for MOUZ just feels awkward. I thought he would have tried his hand at the spam, if I'm honest. When he sees the barrel, I thought he would have tried to spam that. I feel like every other, you know, culturally impactful AWPer would have done. But for MOUZ, that decision doesn't come through. Game tied up. MOUZ have a 4-round hiatus, but they're back on the board. Will they have their second wind, or can G2 reignite the distance that they built up against MOUZ? Good opener from Jimpphat. Nade finds the kill. Oh my god. Well, MOUZ might not have tried the wallbang in the last round. This time, it's dealt to him by torzsi.
He's having a really bad time.
And they heard the damage as well. JKS even getting spam. They know they literally know he's tucked on the right. He has nowhere to go right now. And torzsi, no way you're hunting this kill, you absolute madman. JKS still given a chance. A flash is fantastic. And torzsi drops the bomb. What a resurgence. While one AWPer has died, another has been born. And MOUZ bordering a 14th round with the bomb at their feet.
MOUZ have had some attitude in these past two rounds. They have all of a sudden just planted their feet and fought right back. This is
they hunted that.
Yeah, this is a stellar pair of rounds for them. And I mean, really puts them back in the driver's seat in the last few rounds of this map.
I mean, G2, money must enter the mind at this point. They really want to go for this, lose the AWP. It's the only opportunity to have one in the next round.
They really need a plant if they want to have like any 1900 losing bonus for them as well. So I mean, HooXi will be, and he's gone down. You can't even save anymore. So NiKo, this AWP is very, very important.
And not guaranteed either in such a dangerous position. He'll take an exit. He'll take whatever he can get at this point, but he should be looking to save as MOUZ take the lead back this late in the game. torzsi, a massive 3K.
Dude, not only is it this late in the game, but yeah, you know, you've been talking about the money here. That's not something we've even had to worry about for G2. You know, they kind of successfully built up a good bank account. It felt like they'd done enough. MOUZ had to win 2 rounds in a row, grinding through full buys to do it, to break the G2 money, and MOUZ have risen to that challenge, doing it cleanly along the way as well. So what a time to kind of flip the script of this game. As we've kind of been approaching the big finale, the big finish at the end of this map, it was G2 with seemingly all the advantages. They had money. They were building up the momentum. They were coming back into the game. Players starting to find their voices. Guys like NiKo waking up. But then suddenly, MOUZ have locked them out. 2 rounds in a row, decisive rounds at that, where G2 were never even really in the conversation.
G2's buying here as well. You want to talk about keeping yourself in the conversation. If you don't at least get a plant here, this map is just over. This map just falls out of your hands.
And those saves were worth it, hey? 4 rounds in a row for G2 where MOUZ kept 1 to 3 players surviving every single time. And they have put their money where their mouth is, where their MOUZ is. And now G2 have one last hurrah.
You know, I think it's easy to home in on m0NESY going so silent here after such a hot start. But dude, he's still second on the board. It's not like anyone else has risen up and overtaken him during his 16 rounds of absence in this game, right? Like, there's not really been anyone other than NiKo kind of starting to find a bit more success. Even that comes in waves. It has its limits. Justin has been the one consistent voice.
Do you get out? Do you just run? JKS has got the bomb, and he's kind of pinned down now. This is really weird. They wanted this to be continual progress, and now they're kind of stopped. Oh, but that kill forces the rotation.
JKS waits, but Jimpphat tucked in. He's won a round off this position before, and he's even called for his orb. torzsi moving in at just the right time. That flash could be good for the orb, but Jimpphat is still potent in this position. He drops the bomb once more. m0NESY, can he come alive? No, is the resounding answer, as HooXi has left a dead man as well. 17 years of age. Jimpphat steps up again on this B bomb site, making anchors look pretty and finding map point for MOUZ.
This is such a triumph for MOUZ here, man. It really is. Not just having to come back in this game once. It wasn't just in the first half. It's not like they were 7-1 down. They dug deep, and then they managed to crush G2 immediately. G2 have kept fighting themselves here. They went on that 4-round streak in the second half, midway through it, to actually retake the lead. This was MOUZ having to do it twice in this map.
We mentioned G2 is going to have to clean up their closing plays to rounds, but MOUZ hasn't even let them get to any of those positions. Haven't even let them get to a point where they can actually attack into a bomb site all that effectively. Mac 10, 2 Galils, and pistols for G2.
Feels inevitable, doesn't it? Still on their default, no bomb. JKS doesn't want to commit, but he gets spotted on that cross out. HooXi's scared of an AWP, but B is jiggling.
Look at torzsi just pushing a ramp with the AWP. He doesn't care whatsoever.
I don't blame him with the game he's just had, or rather with the CT side he's had specifically. Bomb's coming back. Oh no, this is, unless he goes Palace, this is disastrous. HooXi doesn't know what he's walking into right now.
Well, the question is, where's the pressure going to come to take this attention away from A-Ramp, right? Like, it's got to be con, it's got to be mid. Oh, that's the bomb spotted, though.
Yeah, it's going to have to run back. Even if it still goes A, it's got to reset through middle. Not feeling safe. JKS can save the day, but it's a 1-for-1 with Frozen on the trade. They're up in jungle, but Frozen continues to spray, and MOUZ might end the map.
Frozen's been mollied, they know he's here, still fighting, does a bit more damage before they write him off. Exertion and HooXi looking to lay this one to rest.
Nowhere to go.
They got to do it between the two of them. 15 seconds. G2 do not have time to waste, and they're divided on this. HooXi going in alone. Hunter a little further behind. No. 1 kill from Catwalk will end this, and Xerxin does it, tapping them out. MOUZ secure the victory. G2 battered back. beat back on Mirage, now up to pick up the pieces on their map.